Any car, but I have to have them within a certain horsepower limit where they all match and roughly about the same weight. So it doesn't matter which way I go about this as long as all 20 cars can somewhat match and she's not overpowered and I'm not overpowered against her. What are you doing? Horsepower? I was thinking like four, maybe 4 to 5. Alright, because I'm gonna have to make everything roughly about the same. Like the thing of it is, I don't really probably have that many cars. Well, some of these have probably been yeah, but some of these have probably been town tuned. I mean, look, the 2J's here. I mean, that's here. I can. Yeah, no. Rough. All right. Hold on. Because I'm, like I said, I'm gonna have to go. I don't know if you read my message or not, but I'm gonna have to go through and tune all these so they're roughly about the same. Inevitably, it's just a whole Porsche race. That's fine. All right, I'll scroll. Just tell me when. Is it the end? Did I engine swap that one or no? I did not. So it'll just be the base one. Okay. Horsepower will roughly be whatever I can get closer to 400, and then whatever the heaviest is, I'll match everything to that weight. You know what I'm saying? The race car? Are you crazy? I don't. Yeah, but yeah, that's upgraded all the way. But the real question is that reduced all the way? I mean, I can check, but I know that's swapped, but I don't mind putting it in there. But I would have to. I'd have to throw off more horsepower off of it. So 440 would be. You know, I mean, it still isn't a bad horsepower range. I could probably finagle some stuff. I mean, it's already 28. 3K. Yeah, but I've never reduced its weight either. That's the thing. I don't think I've ever done anything to this thing. Which I'm gonna have to buy some racing tires and put on it. Which, speaking of which, let's go over to a tune that's not drift tune related. Yes, and closer. All right. Don't really care about that. But what's the transmission? It's a Route X tune, of course. Let's scale that back a bit because I don't think any of these cars are going to be breaking 200 if I can help it. Help it. All right. So these two I know are upgraded. I just got to adjust their power output. This needs to be worked on real fast, and then we'll come back to the list. Wait. AJ's calling this late at night? Shouldn't he be asleep? You know, and I'm not. I thought he was on day shift. But yeah, I thought it was going to be for like a month, though. Or... Exactly. Like, okay. So we need to reduce this chunky boy's weight a bit. About that. Buy the ballast. Huh. Do all that. LSD. Alright. This has got to take a minute to set everything up. Okay, so the R34 and the BRZ. Give me a thumbs up if yes. Okay. And BRZ. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm going. The 22B. Okay. Testarossa. Alright. I don't know if I can get the horsepower down that low. Look. Kanga's at max horsepower. Or Kango. I could do that. Definitely could do that. Okay, so 7, 8, 9. Alright. I might be able to get the Trans Am that low. Ugh. Alright. Instead of adding that one, because that's something for... I'll explain that later. Hold up. I can grab the duplicate of that I actually have upgraded, but it's engine swapped as well. Because that one's built for if I actually manage to get the car in real life. So I'll do this. Yeah, this is the engine swapped one. Yeah. What did HA need? Won't say. Oh, okay. That's surprising. M3? Yes, it is. Need for speed, my boy. Need for speed. We'll see. Alright, scrolling again. So we've got 13 now. I probably could. I'll put that in the list. The reason why I said no to the Audi is that's a W16 swapped. Yeah, I don't think those go that low. 6, maybe 6. I'll keep scrolling. Oh, I wouldn't have to lower the horse on them. I would have to actually probably increase the weight more than anything. But no, it doesn't matter the car. I just their fuel economy is going to be out the roof. We got a lot of street cars already. I have not engine swapped that yet. It's already got a swap. Ain't that something? I have quite a few BRZs actually. All right, so Z4, the Bulgari. It's actually a pretty decent car. I actually think it might be its max horsepower. Yeah, that is its max horsepower. Ew. So that's a yeah. I am adding weight to make it equal, so I don't know if that would be good or bad on its behalf. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Now, it is a possibility some of these cars might not be able to be drove by Sophie because there are some cars that are restricted by whatever the hell they want to call restrictions, but we'll figure it out and replace it with others as we go if needed. She. Fuck. Screw it. Alright, so I'm not counting that completely yet because I don't know. So we're up to 16. Okay. And we'll grab a couple extras even over. Yeah. So 5 more plus we're gonna add like 3 just to be safe. No, 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 no group ones. That one, yes. This one actually would fit. Mazaku. Zaku Zaku. Alright, okay. Okay. 18? So 17? Or 17? Alright. Yeah, do that. I would have to add so much weight to that thing. Mm-hmm. You can add about 400 to it, pound wise. Yeah, it's the R35's engine. Oh yeah. I'll scroll if need be. No, that probably could. That one, yeah, 450 is what I was looking at power-wise, if I could get away with it. Honestly, yeah, I could throw that in there. I made that livery. I love that livery. Yeah, they're not all blue. I just okay, majority of them are blue. I'll give you that. Not intentional. It just happened. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more than we'll choose a couple extra just to be safe. At least the cars you are choosing. Now the real question is, what am I gonna drive? That is that is swapped, and it is a fast car because of that. No, both of these are swapped. The 24 and the 17. There is there is one other. There is one other. I'll put. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. There is one other GTR. Let's see if I can find it. It is swapped, but it is a more reasonable swap. Let's see if I can find it though. Inza. No, no, no. I mean, I got all R3. No, this one's actually R35. It's painted, if I remember correctly, it's painted red. So if you can help me find it. It's been a while since I've drove it too, so. No, 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 that's not a group car. I made it look like a group car, but that's not a group car. I think it's painted red. It should be painted red. How long? No, 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 it's not a. No, no, it's not a safety car, but it is that body style. It is that body style. Okay, we're getting into area shit that's been modified. It's either red or silver. I know that for a fact. I want to find it like this. I don't want to go to the manufacturer if I can avoid it. Because I'm honestly curious how long ago it's been since I drove. Ah, here it is. Yeah, this has the. This has a. Yeah. But at the same time. Beer! Beer 30. Oof, please. Okay. It goes down to 507, though. Whoa, calm down now. Yeah, but that's a bit much on my, even on my half. Even then, probably not. I don't even think he was talking about in that circumstance, but I mean, I'm being careful what I say just because I'm streaming this as well. Okay, that one or the 92, which is all-wheel drive. I think the 92 drives better, honestly. I'm not saying I'm driving it, but I think it drives better. I ain't gotta have the AI spin it out into a wall. Alright, so this is a decent selection of cars that I could choose from. What in the hell am I gonna drive? Roughly. I gotta think. Well, here's the question. Question. Instead of that one, if we're gonna go with Porsche, no, I'm not touching the Diablo. Not something I want to drive. Like, let's just say I'm setting this up between either a 2 to 4 hour race. Madra, I don't think I could handle that car against Sophie for that long. No, it has to be reasonable. Where is it? I know I've seen it. No, 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 no. mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Who's like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's a stealth car. I thought about that, but I'm trying to find. I know I've seen it. It actually might have got scooted over a bit. It might be over here on this side now. Here it is. Now this has been swapped. Okay. What you do is don't question it and just take your time with it. You do what you gotta do, what you gotta do. DRS will be fine. Me? Pray say me. Me. You think 3,000 pounds is too much or right about where it needs to be? I'm gonna make them all 3K just to be safe. So we're gonna down tune this to hold up, as close as I can get to 450. I am refraining from saying anything, and I will stand by that statement. So you take a bottle of mayonnaise, right? So so you take a bottle of mayonnaise, right? All mayonnaise is egg and oil and some other odd and stuff. That's what makes mayonnaise, right? Okay, so if mayonnaise is scrambled eggs and it's whipped cream, basically, is mayonnaise is whipped eggs with oil. There's your answer. Think about it. Think about more. Don't no. Don't get hung up on what I said. Describe the process that I just described to you, and there's my answer. Yeah, jar of mayonnaise. Yeah, mayonnaise. Yeah. Okay, so I need to buy some tires for this. I'm gonna probably have to buy a lot of stuff for all these, but going around it. How the hell does he not get it? Hold up. I'm going to. There we go. I get that. I wouldn't even call what I was talking about a metaphor, per se, as more of just me trying to be discreet about how I go about it and being clever. Oh, yeah, that's right. I just realized something, Dusty. These have been swapped too. The Cosworths have been swapped with Rallycross. I haven't added the weight. I'm just trying to get the horsepower first. BOP is probably not the best way of going about that. Because then she will have the advantage. Go ahead. Okay, I thought. Oh. Boo! I need some weight reduction. Yay! Oh, not weight reduction. Additive weights. Now, this is going to be an outlier here, though. Hands down. You know why? That's why. Mm-mm. But, you know, depending on how it goes about it, the AI might actually do pretty decent with this. Although, it's probably got to have pretty decent fuel economy considering. Alright, maybe I need to balance this out a bit more. Let's see. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Alright, so if that's going to be the case, then I'm going to drop this down to. They do. More than a lot of people think they do. Alright, and if we match it to the Cosworth. I guess the Cosworth's going to be the baseline then. Okay, that's probably going to be a no on that. So go over here. Guess what? This one's swapped to the Julia motor. Yeah, it's alpha motor. Okay. You ran out of the shoulder? The shoulder. Shoulder! Well, you gotta get a little of that sip. That would be episode 7 or 8, yeah. Okay. Mm-mm. No. You have to use the Schrodinger's cat method to take care of him. Do you not know the thing about... We deal with it in Warframe. How do you not know what Schrodinger's cat... You know what, I'm not even going to question that. Madara, you know what it is? Yeah. It's paradoxical, but paradoxical, basically. Consumed. But I mean, that's just one example. That's how the show explains it. But if you want to see another example of that particular idea, just look at Warframe. All right. I get that. So I got a question for you, Madara. Off topic, but have you seen the base? Well, before I, oh no, I've already got the stream started on this. I gotta say before I start the endeavor of, yeah, but I'd have to cancel out the stream, and I don't want to do that. But at the same time, anyway, sometime this week I'll probably continue on it. But at the moment, I will tell you that everything that Dusty cleared out tree-wise is about where I started the exterior wall. But I am in the process of destroying a mountain at the moment. Uh, it's not wild yet. I'm still in the process of blowing things to Kingdom Come. Then I will be building. Oh man, I'm actually like destroying half the cap of the mountain. Yeah, you know the give you an example. Give you a perfect example. It'll make complete sense when I say this. Do you know the ranger base that's way out from our base, right? That you can actually see properly now since you cleared out the trees. The outer rim of where I've been, digging everything out using explosives, the outer rim of that is probably maybe 20 meters away from that ranger base, give or take. I know. I have issues. Um, and here's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to build the wall, but that entire area is going to be one slab of steel. build build multiple layers of walls. Well, here's the thing. If I'm correct about my idea about this, even if I did, they would spawn in the area as long as they were in render distance. So unless you had multiple layers of walls, which means I'd have to make 5, 6, 7, 8 layers of walls, right? They would spawn in periodically through those as long as they're not, if the walls are not in render distance, meaning the zombies would spawn in theoretically the base area. But you know what? At least they wouldn't be escaping. I know that sounds messed up, but yeah, whatever. I was thinking maybe a block if I was actually going to do it. But true. Now I'm questioning it, like if you actually have the wall, then the way the zombies spawn, will they be inside the wall? Because when you make a base, they have to spawn on the outside of it. So if the base is that large, you get what I'm getting at. Spawn. Yeah. Like, at all. Like, I don't know. That's the issue we had with that one base that I discussed. Is I think we made it so big that the only way they was able to spawn was in the next city over because of how large the base inevitably became. Now I have a serious problem with blowing things up and then building. Neither was I. My Minecraft was Legos. Legos. So, oh, I forgot. You need a weight increase, or are you already at max? Nope, you need a weight increase. Ew. Dusty, I don't know if this is intentional, but look at the weight. That's an outlier, but I think that's the maximum weight for this. Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of an outlier, but whatever. So 2588, 2544, 2544, 2544, 2544, 2544, 2544. So this actually might work. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Back that off a little bit. You sure? I mean, no, he's dying. Take care, dude. Crap. How? Ain't that something? Can I get this like over with like an air filter or something, just a little bit? Oh, there we go. That works. All right. Weight needs to go up. That's a little too much. There we go. All right. There's a lot of cars that I gotta do to get this right. Murcielago is going to be the heaviest of these, aren't you? There is a stage 5. Ooh. So what you been up to today, my friend? Ooh. Wait. For you getting that, reset them. Why's up? That sounds like a crock, but you know. Right. No, I get that actually. That makes sense. I doubt that. Alright. Yeah, he went to bed. That that don't surprise me. He is. He's in another chat. Jesus. God. Just to be safe. There we go. Well, I'm going for it now. We'll see what happens. I realize that you can't turn on weather with Sophy yet. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I understand the AI probably isn't programmed to deal with it. But baby steps, baby steps. But I managed to get every car equalized out pretty decently. And just thing of it is, can I sustain a decent pace for 2 hours against her? Yeah. Alright, Sophie, tell me you cheat. Gave everybody the same horsepower and equalized all the cars. So how you getting speed on me? Do I gotta go in and restrict your transmission as well on every car? Saved it. Well, this is also swapped. That's not. That's why I'm a little iffy about what Sophie actually does, because I feel like the AI Sophie um, cheats. Not like it gives a car extra horsepower, but I think it has like this weird theoretical power that it can just pull upon to try to stay ahead of you. Yeah, it's almost like catch up, but the AI can pull upon it whenever it needs it. Because I've seen the AI of Sophie do some things it shouldn't be able to do, but you go look at the tune so far of what it can actually do, and sometimes I've seen it exceed the limits of the gears that I had set up on certain cars. Wasn't able to sustain it, especially if you was really close to them. But if, say, they're out of your line of sight, different story. Yeah. Don't know which car is in front, but I'm honestly curious. And I'm trying my best to catch it. Yeah, that thing's like a straight outlier. I don't know what it is, but it needs to be nerfed. Well, I'm gonna have to go in and manually nerf it. But, because, yeah, that thing's way up there. And it's gonna take me a hot minute to catch whatever it is. I'm just gonna have to leave DRS on then. This is gonna make things a little screwy. I think I remember what vehicle I put up there. I think. And if that is the case, that is not exactly pleasant to think about. Speed, even though they're restricted to 450 horsepower, yeah, and then cut me off and then insta brake because we're getting up to the corner. Like, she will race you into the corner and then straight up with, once they've raced you into the corner, they'll keep going. Like, they won't brake. Look, they are pulling on me. That's why I said I don't think Sophie's a fair AI in any way, shape, or regard. Now, I could down-tune my transmission and be up there. You know what I'm saying. Like, so I'm setting the fastest lap. Imagine what it's setting. Good Lord. You. That was literally on my inside. And there was no room to go. Like, Alright. I don't. Damn it. Yeah, she tried spinning me out. You can wait your bloody turn. Alright, I'm gonna have to readjust some things. I don't know. Oh, that's not an R32. That's an R34. And the thing of it is, if that's the R34, I think it is, and it's the one with the Group 1 motor in it, that could be how it's triggering more power than me. I'm going to readjust my gears a little bit. NOS will not be worth it in this scenario. The RS would be more efficient. Well, I'm curious, like, I'm just, let me test this real fast, because, like, the reason why I've been doing this with Sophie is because I want to do a longer race anyway. Like this. This is more of a trial than anything else. I don't know if it was just my gear ratios or they were literally climbing on me. Now, there is a couple cars in this pack that have race motors. I get that. Or cars that aren't going to have the best handling just because those cars don't have the best handling. They're either older or just don't have the best handling, period. But I know the front of the pack is going to have some of the faster cars, period. It's all-wheel drive. It should have the weight as everybody else, but like I said, that Group 1 motor, it's going to have the fuel efficiency over everybody. Like, all the other ones that may have a... Yeah. Well, that's another issue with not just the car, but more the front AI of the Sophy pack. Gets this ungodly speed boost. But no, that has the Group 1 motor in it. Most of the others are usually, pretty sure, Group 3s. And then the other ones are just standard streetcar engine swaps. And there's a couple standards cars. What do you mean? Just just so you don't beat her. I mean, if it's set up like that, that would be weird, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Now I am. Ooh. Got it. Climbing this time, I actually had to go and reduce the gear ratio. Like the thing I've seen like on Le Mans and Nuremberg with the Sophy AI is straightaways, it'll straight take off. Cornering, because it tries to attempt to go as fast as it can in the corners, it actually hinders itself. If it would take a little slower, it actually would not have an issue. Now that 22B that's in front of me right now, that has the 22B rally car motor in it. The Murcielago just is a Murcielago, no engine swapping in. I am too, honestly. I mean, I put it there, but I didn't expect it to stay there. The BRZ in front of me has the 2JZ, so it's a streetcar motor. Here comes the 22B. The 959 is not swapped, but the fact that it's doing that good is just phenomenal. Probably. And that M2, I'm surprised how well it's actually putting up a fight. No. Readjusting the gears helped out quite a bit. That AI will do anything to keep you from drafting off of it. BRZ just taking. Told you, AI cheats. You've seen how fast it decided to start coming up on me. I bet you money. I bet you hardcore money the AI actually scales its speed, not on the horsepower of the vehicle, but off of what the transmission's geared to. How much you bet? No you don't. Which means, since I'm pretty sure that GTR has the highest gearing, that's actually probably the AI's getting over 220. Want to take that bet? We'll do another lap just to see if I can catch up to. If not, then we're going to take a look at its speed. You want to play dirty? I'll play dirty. It tries to squeeze through some of the narrowest paths I've ever seen, where you shouldn't be trying to do that. A real player would not do that. And if they do, they're either going to get heavily penalized or DNF'd because of something that crazy, because they are literally risking lives. I'm actually curious at the end of the straightaway here before you start to slow down. What are you hitting? Okay, 62. Okay, what am I hitting by the end of the straightaway? Oop, that's not me. There we are. Yeah, 174 is what it's hitting. And I'm barely hitting that. What am I hitting before the next one? What is it hitting, actually, first? Oh, it's going to slow down, so we're going to have to back it up a bit. What did you see? 170, okay, what am I hitting? 60, huh? Well, I got an acceleration of 1005, 1920, 338. I'm going to restrict all the transmissions down. I'm going to just go back to the garage. I want this to work, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's see what my daily is. 10 grand. Woo! Swimming in cash. Alright. Alright, we're going to address the GTR first. Oh, that's why. Look what I didn't do. That's... God. I was in such a hurry I didn't actually match the weight. God. Still gonna adjust the transmission because that is way too high. Now this is gonna increase. See, once I added the weight, look where it went from. It still had less an acceleration rate than me. Alright, we're gonna go through every car. So we're gonna go over here. This didn't seem like a problem car. So... Okay. This didn't seem like a problem car, but it was getting up and going. It's got a... Yeah, but then if the handling isn't there, then that hinders her even more in the corners, or the AI, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Um, let's see. We're going to see if this fixes the main issues first. This also had the weight not completely where it needed to be either, so I'm glad I went back and looked. And granted, that was only what, only like a couple pounds difference. Didn't really matter. That thing's actually doing fairly good, all things considered. I didn't add any weight to this. I think you know why. If I feel like it didn't need weight added, I didn't, but I'm not compensating it with more power. This thing was phenomenal, but that transmission has got to go. This thing was getting up and going too. No, that's too short. There we go. It's close, but I'll give it a little extra just to be fair. I still can't believe how many gears this thing actually has. Yeah. It's not the first vehicle in Gran Turismo's history to have that many, but you know, it's the first one in a while I've actually seen. Does it? I need to drive that thing more often. That's fairly close, but I'll drop it a little more. There we go. So after this little revision, what car do you think's got to be up front? You think it's still got to be the GTR, or do you think it'll hang back? You know, that ain't much of a difference in that. That needs to be adjusted though, because I've seen the AI having difficulties with it. Oh, that's great. Well, hopefully you'll be able to drive it, AI. I'm sorry, that car is just not good. The R8 out front, you think? No, 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 I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay. It's going to be up there. I mean, I believe it'll be up there. Hopefully. Yeah, it's close enough. All right. Losing track of where I'm at. All right, never mind. I'm back on track where I'm at. This thing, honestly, was expecting. Alright. My brain is going all over the place at the moment. Not in a good way. I had a feeling that was low. Okay. So, 12, 18, right? Wait a minute. I still don't seem right. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What? What am I missing here? Which one of these cars is not there that I had to replace then? Am I confused or am I losing my mind? I'll double check here real fast. I'm going to switch to my car. Okay. Alright, let's get a good look at this list here. One of these cars is not able to be drove. I'm wondering if it's the Vantage. Did we see the Vantage? I don't think we've seen the Vantage. No, not up front. What other one of these cars did we not see? We're going to go through the list anyway and re-add them. Just to make sure it's up to date. So, it's the Vantage. The Vantage is one of them. There's another one. Which one is it? Ah, ooh. It's the roof. The roof isn't there. You notice that? The RUF, the roof. I think there's another one though. Let me see. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. Okay, so the RGT and the Vantage aren't there. So that bumps it down to 20, right? Because there's 22 cars there. Yeah. Wonder why those two in particular. But I did say there was a chance that there would be cars that she wouldn't be able to drive. Alright. Update the list. B. The 22, other 22B. They should be in exact order. Or maybe not exact order, but somewhat the right order. Huh? No, go ahead. Okay. I didn't add the same beers. Okay. I had to double check that. Okay. Alright, let's see how this goes. This time for sure, though, all the cars are capped on their speed, roughly matching mine. So it's good, but we'll see how the AI. Yeah, feel like it's gonna abuse it somehow or another. Probably. It is a possibility. Except the R8. The R34 I at least have in line of sight on this lap. But you notice I went through and restricted every single one of their transmissions, yet they're still getting that little extra power out from somewhere. It has to be part of Sophie's programming, because if it's matching my tunes exactly, which I know it is because I tested that with the Fiat about a week or two ago, it's using my exact tunes. So if it's abusing my tunes, the only way it can abuse them to get more speed out of them currently is by giving itself theoretically more power than me. It's the only thing I can think of. It is. If it is, because I've actually made it to where it was the same, my same. You remember the classic F1 Mercedes I have, the 20 million one? Made us all race the same one, my tune and everything. It was even. But at the same time, if I wasn't on point the whole way, the AI was literally trying to pass me because it was getting this weird theoretical speed from somewhere. A little extra speed, even if it was like 2 seconds behind, it would catch back up. Catch up system. AI. But when does that become too much when it's trying to race itself and not the player? You get what I'm saying? It should be limited to the player that's racing it, not limited to, or not unlimited to itself trying to catch itself. Because that means inevitably it would be going faster than you, no matter what. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it has a built-in catch-up system from what I've been testing, then Sophie can be broken no matter what you do to her tunes on your car. Like, every single one of these I got to 450. Every single one of them is at 25, 44 pounds, roughly. There's a couple that's over that, but, you know, whatever. I needed cars to fill out the roster. The 959's a good car. I mean, think about it. After I did that revision to the transmissions, look at the top ones besides the R34 with the engine swap. But second, third, and fourth are all cars that have not been engine swapped. And there comes that theoretical speed again. It's like if the AI has a catch-up system to try to catch up to make it more competitive, it's abusing it to overtake you, on top of trying to catch up to the front car, which in turn is the AI itself. I mean, I mean, at least it's not as far as it was earlier when I forgot to add the weight. But I mean, yeah, it's still up there and fast. Everything else is kind of backed off except for these front cars. Like, I'm trying to do more and more testing with this to see what the AI's limitations are, because if you get a screwed up tune like I did with the Fiats, yeah, it's the AI's not able to handle it. Ooh, I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, you can literally beat this AI on turns. That's why on NERB, it hands down, it can't do it except on the straightaway on NERB. Their idea. I mean, it could be. I mean, the AI has its own issues. I mean, you've seen it. It tries to race you into the corner in the last second, then tries to brake, which is not the right way of going about it, because it'll end up slamming itself into the wall if it's going too fast to try to beat you. It wouldn't surprise me if they've got it set up for the straightaways, the AI to go fast to try to compensate for the fact that it has to go slow in the corners or it'll end up wrecking. Because look, but look how far, like they've scaled back because they had to go through the corners. Like, this is the reason why I wanted to do it on Le Mans, because it has, the back stretch for, straight line speed, and then you got this section over here, corners. Enough corners where it literally slows the AI down to a crawl. I don't know, and then they try to block you every chance they get. But at least that R34 is still within sight, unlike earlier. I should have double checked myself before I started the race then. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do the full 2 hours tonight, but I still want to test it to see if it's doable, or do I need to place more restrictions on the AI to make it even with me? Because I want it to be a proper, even race, kind of like I did with the Mercedes-Benz. But I want multiple variety of cars instead of the, one-make race. What in the world is that name? Look at the fastest lap. Svendeval? Where does it pull these names from? Real question. Ooh. Whoa. Ah, wind changed directions. It's going straight down the straightaway now. No, my concern though, out of all the cars, is look at that. My concern about the R34, like I was trying to say before I got distracted, is because it's a Group 1 motor in that thing. Well, it's not even that. The 92C from the Nissan Group 1. No, my main concern isn't the power behind it or anything like that. It's the fuel. Like some of these others, like I said, either standard motors or streetcar motors. There's a couple that have Group 3 in it. I know that. And a Group B, but they're close in fuel consumption to the Group 3s. I know that. I've tested it. But that Group 1 is going to be a pain to keep up with, especially if when I pit, it still is out. Because if it's still out, it's just going to keep going and clocking in more and more time. Like I might have to change that car out. Like if it was my standard R34 that I had a long time ago before I sold it, probably wouldn't be that bad. But say I got 7 laps of fuel now, that thing's probably got at least 30 because it's been down tuned. Well, say flip my car that I'm in now with that. Right. See what the fuel economy would be. Yeah. You go fast on the straightaways, but you slow down so much, I can't get past you because of the way you're taking these. Well, I guess I'm going to pull you, cut you off. Like I'm having to use DRS. I got a faster lap than the AI. How does that work? If I can't catch the front AI, but I'm running faster laps than the front AI, like it should have got a faster lap than any of us, but it didn't. No, I haven't. Look, okay, I'm 3 seconds ahead. I'm 3 seconds ahead. Watch the AI behind me. It's as soon as we get on this straightaway, they just take off. I gotta see if I can pass this thing before I back out. I just got to know. They are flying. That's the downside. That's more than I expected out of that thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I've used for a while. I actually was using it for the 700 pp tune for Le Mans. I stopped using it for that a while ago because when I actually do that grind, which I've kind of stopped doing that grind on that race. Um, 787B. I don't care. I love that thing for this race. I'll race you assholes into the corner. I don't care. I can actually turn. That Mercy is just going. It might come down to Arrow, I don't know. Yeah, see, it's almost 7 seconds ahead now. Yeah, back down to 5, because it cannot do the turns properly. And yet again, I set another fastest lap, and the AI hasn't beat it, even though the AI is running faster than me. I screwed up that corner too, so it makes sense. Like, if it was just this car and everything behind me, I think it'd be a fine race. Because even those Group 3s that I have in this mix, or the Group 3 motor cars, mind you, I haven't seen any of them. Now, I've seen the stock motor cars. And that thing up front doesn't have to pit anytime soon. Positive on that. Yeah, because not being able to put weather of any kind on actually makes this just a bit more challenging because it's going to stay dry the whole time. I wonder if another reason why those two are actually keeping up is because they're burning more fuel than me. Yeah, think about that. Yeah, it is. I believe so, because I don't. What are you doing? Alright then. Hold my beer. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yep, that's it. That, especially with the way this car handles. I'm curious. No, I'd actually have to redo the thing, but I can swap to the R34 and test it. I'm actually curious, honestly. Yeah, because that thing right there. Let me look. That's its horsepower. That's its weight. Where's the Mercy, there's the Mercy. Mercy has more weight. Think about that. The arrow, do you think the arrow is what's making it fast? Possibly. But what about this? Yeah, both of those. This might slow them down a bit. Just to make it a bit more reasonable on those straightaways. Mm-hmm. What about me? What am I sitting on? So I actually had a decent acceleration rate in this car, even all things considered. But that comes back to that thing I told you a while ago. Like, stats, you can't. Yeah. I mean, look at this thing. Like, I don't know if it's just the front Sophy is just that absurd or what. I'll give it a shot. I'm just curious now. But to make this even more fair and to be curious on what it could do, put it in the car I was in. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what the fuel economy will. Oh my. Yeah, I knew it was going to be up there. That all-wheel drive acceleration, right? Good lord. Thought I was going to be all over the road with this thing. Or not this thing, but the. Yeah. Forget what I said. I thought I was going to be all over the road like I was in that Porsche, because that Porsche was taking a lot of effort to keep on the road, especially through the corners. What is with this thing? Look at this. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, this thing honestly needed a horsepower reduction. Yeah, out of the list of vehicles I'm thinking about. Now my question, my question of the day: what is the AI doing with the car I was in? Even with AI driving that, it's more fair than the thing I'm in, that it was in. This car's just getting removed then. They can take the Porsche, I'll just find something different. Wouldn't that be something if the AI could use NOS? Still though, unless it's their own theoretical, like I said, version of NOS, like the catch-up system. That all-wheel drive. I mean, I don't think the Porsche is going to be a complete problem. Oh, it'll definitely be a front runner. That's kind of why I was originally using it, because I thought I would be able to keep up with the front things, but this GTR is just straight up an outlier. Possibly. Maybe even lower. But that was an outlap, so maybe a 7.4. I don't know. I'm actually curious. Let's push it. True. Almost. I'm kind of glad I didn't go with the base 7.8, the RX-7. I went with the off-brand one that has the LS in it. Because if I went with the standard RX-7, I got the 787B motor in that. You know how much more fuel efficient that motor is in that thing. Can I agree with you on that? But how much of that is the NOS and how much is the, the driver, the car itself? Because if it was just a NOS issue, I could have slapped it on that Porsche and probably been up here with this thing. You know the odd part about it, though? The more you actually consume the fuel, it's going to make this car faster. On its own without NOS. Yep. Which is also probably why the thing was staying ahead. It was losing just enough fuel to keep its momentum. I'm going to finish this lap, and then we're going to see where the AI is landing at. Then we'll go from there. And I wasn't even catching it, so it made sense. But since this thing has such a fuel advantage, it ain't even funny. Now, one tank, 30, almost 30. Like, if you worked it down a little bit, you could get 30 out of this easily. I mean, in a 2-hour period on Le Mans, 16. No, 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 no. I was gonna say because you can get 8 on the Le Mans race, the 30-minute one. So I'd say 16 or so an hour. That'd be 32 laps total, maybe a little over. See, look how much faster that was. 354. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if done right, this car wouldn't even have to pit one time if the AI. No, they probably can't. But even then. So where was everything placed by the time the second lap was ending? Alright, let's get a good look at this. Porsche, of course. Porsche. BRZ. M2. Yeah. They're still up front, though. They're they're in a pack. Like they're even. You know the screwed up part. All right, hold up. Go back up here, piece. Okay, that's engine swap, but it's a street motor, so it's a street motor for a street motor. No advantage. No swap. Period. Um, that has the 2JZ motor. No motor. Still using its standard one because that does have a swap, but I've not done it. The M2 is shocking. I don't blame you. Stock motor. That thing. Stock motor. All right, first engine swap that actually kind of has me concerned is the 22B, or not, yeah, 22B has the rally motor in it. And that's usually, no, it might have like double the fuel economy of a standard street vehicle, but it's not as much as a Group 1 motor. Standard motor. That's swapped with a Group B as well. That's swapped with a GT3 motor, so Group 3. Honestly, as bad as that thing handles, yeah, I kind of am. That has the LS in it. That's got a Group 3. That's got a Corvette motor. The Escort has a Group B motor. That's got the Julia motor, so a standard streetcar motor. That's got a Mustang motor. I can't remember which one though. I think it's the Coyote. Both of those have the same motor. Um, that thing's getting shit on for whatever reason. You know the screwed part? That has the Group B motor as well. The classic Daytona. It's probably just can't handle and keep up with the speeds. Yep. Yeah, but what's wrong with that? Like, why is that there? Considering it has similar power output. I'm wondering if that's just the issue with as it further gets back, the Sophy AI is lessened. Yeah, yeah, it does. I knew that was probably going to be a mistake adding that car because I knew, like, if it was all old cars, it probably would have done fine, but it's not, and it's just not keeping up. Like, let's see what it's actually doing speed wise. It has to be the corners because it's not slow. Has to be the corners. So, real question of the day is, what's wrong with this thing? I don't know. So we're gonna replace the Daytona Cobra, and we're gonna replace this GTR because I'm not driving it. I'm honestly trying to figure out why the Evo's so far back. Like I said, I don't know if that's because of the Sophy AI being hindering. Yeah, like that has the Group B motor. These, I believe, are that, and the other one are the Coyote motors. This has a Group B in it as well. We can discuss it more later. I'm just gonna probably put a pin in this. Take care, man. Hmm. Well, now he's gone, so how am I gonna go about this? I wonder if anybody's in Discord. Frankie. Lol. I got a couple people over there. Screw it. Hmm. uh, good, wasn't it? Cheap game and easy, but it's funny. I like it. Yeah. And the cycle repeats. Dun dun dun. That car has to get removed. Could replace it with the McLaren F1. Let's see what that. Ooh, that needs fuel. Well, do I want to replace it or do I want to use the McLaren F1 at that point? I mean, I could actually use the McLaren F1. this be my car. Okay. Still would be a classic car, but it would be faster. I could do that. Where's it at, though? Here it is. Yeah. I'll be back here in about an hour. Okay. Alright, let's see. Duplicates. 450. Okay, so this removes that as well. The question is, can I match the weight? Ugh, nope, can't do it. Alright, we're not gonna go that route then. Because then we'll have the same scenario as the GTR. Alright. Well, if it can't be you. Alright, well. Same scenario. Same scenario. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Is that how they say it? I don't know. I need to actually eventually watch the John Wick movies. Could do that, but it's only like a 400 horsepower, or no, 4 horsepower weight increase. That would be just under. I don't know if I could reduce its horsepower that much, but the Ford GT would be nice. But with that engine swap, that's kind of iffy. I don't really know if it can actually be reduced down to 450 anymore. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, nope. That ain't happening. First, before I go any further, what is your weight? Oh, that would have been hilarious. Nope, same issue as the Ferrari. F50. F50 is a good choice. Okay, so this will be my car for that race. Going to update the list. Okay, that is no longer staying, so that's getting changed out for the Porsche I was in. This is too slow. That's going to be the F50 now. Wait, hold up. Good lord. Okay, that wasn't too slow, that was just fine. Right, let's change the starting order. This. Actually, let's have all these cars at the back with me, so that's fine. So they don't start high, but they can work their way up. Just like me. Hello, 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 my friend. Hey. What? You're fine. So, he got arrested? You didn't say that. I said, I don't think you told me that part exactly. Mm-mm. I was in a party with Dusty, but Dusty didn't know. Until, you know, AJ said something. That's why you don't F around with a cop. out of there. Mm-hmm. Right. Good Lord. Yeah, you painted a good picture for me. Nope. That's on him. No, None of their business. They should have just left it alone. They wouldn't have done anything to it. Roughly. Mm-hmm. Probably. Right. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on something, and I just screwed up because the AI ran me off the road. They literally just spun me out. Alright. I don't want to have to use my NOS, but I'm going to have to catch back up. No, I'm testing out a race that I'm probably going to be doing here in a couple days. But I'm trying to make sure the AI and I are on an even playing field. So I've been going through cars, trying to get everything set up just right. Their weight, their horsepower, the transmissions, make sure there is no fair or unfair advantage between us. In what way? Smooth move. But I'll be on Warframe here in a little bit. I just need to do a couple laps of this to see how this is going to go. And I want to know which AI pitted me. I think it's a F50 Ferrari. No, and was also testing how bad the AI has a chance of cheating. Because I'm using Sophy. You remember me showing you Sophy? Well, we're testing, or at least when me and Dusty was getting everything set up, because he was assisting me, because I wanted him to choose the cars. I raced them. And we was going through it, going back and forth, because he was watching, spitballing stuff. And this has been a whole endeavor for the past like hour or two while I've been waiting on you to come back. Might need to adjust the rear arrow on this car. It's a little tight. That F50 is passing me. Could have to double check to make sure I down to, or no, I don't know. I need to double check. I actually added the weight to it. If not, it might actually be the lightest car. I can't remember. I'm tired. I've been up since 10 a.m. You know, because I had to go to work. My brain's working a little slow. Yeah. What do you mean? You don't think it does? But, you know, going through the motions with these cars, like I was saying, and I don't know, I've had issues out of 2 or 3 already and had to adjust them, and the AI literally has like this weird catch-up system in its own right, where it is trying to be faster than you, even though it's slow in the corners. It's trying to be faster than you, but at the same time it's trying to catch itself, making it faster. If it is in the lead, it is trying to catch itself to be in the lead. A little bit. A little troublesome, but you know, it's nothing I can't handle. But yeah. Thought you was already at fresh slice. No wait, 2-1 because already did fresh slice the other day for you. It's fine. No, but I'm probably not going to do. You know, I'm probably not doing the whole 2-hour race tonight. I'm just testing right now. I will tomorrow probably do it. I mean, I'm streaming it right now, testing. Like there will be a part 2 to this later. I need to get everything evened out first. Yeah, I didn't add the weight to the Ferrari. Good God, I knew it. I knew it. I didn't add the weight to it. Thing was just. This is why we can't have nice things. Being up for almost inching ever so closer to 24 hours. It's not good. I mean, 10 in the morning, but you know, it's what almost 20 minutes till 2, so you know, whatever. We're in the teens of being awake, so give or take. All right, so that's been adjusted. You know, I backed out without actually seeing if it was the Ferrari that pit maneuvered me. Whatever. I think I'd been pissed if I'd actually sat there and looked. Alright, so. No, I ain't gonna pit them back. I don't want to be dirty. I want it to be a fair, clean race. Alright, I'm gonna do 5 more of this, 5 laps of this real fast. Well, I don't know, 5 laps is almost 20 minutes. I'll probably do like maybe 3 or 4, just to give it a shot. Alright. I put what I think will be the faster cars at the back, slower cars up front, because I've readjusted the grid from earlier. That that okay. Maybe 3 laps. Maybe 3. But no, I want to get this set up to where I can do 2-hour races, not consistently, but take this, set up with all these cars, with the car I'm using, and go to other tracks like NERB and the other ones where you can use Sophy. That's the end goal. What do you mean? No. There's multiple tracks you can run Sophy on. Not. Yeah. No. It's not like that. You know, it shouldn't be this much of a difference considering that car is getting a little wobbly. No, I wasn't referring to the Mustang. I was referring to the Escort RS Cosworth. When it's starting to get up to speed, it started swaying. See? Yeah, all these are mine. Like, the worst part of it is I've got them all set up for roughly about 450 horsepower, exactly, no more. Some of them are a couple less, and most of them are actually right about the same weight. Should be 25, 44. Some of them actually might be a little heavier, but for the most part, I've compensated for that. But by what I'm saying, why is there such a spread in how far out everybody is from each other? Yeah, I don't know if it's a feature, if that's something they've baked into the AI itself where it literally tries to catch up constantly. And if you wanted to know, I'm in the McLaren F1. It is. Let's sit in the cockpit. Got that V12 in the back. I don't blame me, you eat. Don't worry about me. I might need to adjust this car out a little more though. Whoa! Now I'm having issues with the handling either being too stiff or too loose. I'm going to have to adjust that out if I'm actually going to end up using this. Well, the F50 isn't up here anymore. Yeah, Sophy has no spatial awareness. And if you are in its way, it'll get you out of its way. Easiest way to say it. Now, I don't get what is going on up here. These two cars haven't adjusted at all that I'm trying to chase down right now. I had them in different positions earlier, and they were way back in the pack. Now that I've got them up front, they are flying. You know what? I'm curious. What speed are you going? No, you don't. You're going almost 200 to try to outrun me. Uh-huh. And as soon as I pass you, you slow down to nothing. You gotta love it. Now, if I calculated it out right, it should be right about anywhere between 32 and 34 laps when I do this race tomorrow. Give or take. I mean, you know what? It's what you get for earlier. Didn't want to do that, but you got on a. I was on the inside and it was trying to hug me as tight as it could. Oh, I know it was. The AI gets overzealous. That's a good way of putting it. No, and the one reason I had to take that GTR out, one, it has a Group 1 motor in it, even though it was down tuned and had weight added to it. The thing, when I tried it out, because I was curious why I was just constantly, way out in front, well, I swapped the car I was in with that and I tested it. That thing with that tune, by the third lap, or was it the second lap? It was one of the two. I'll have to go back and check. Ran a 357. Yeah. Like it would have been besides just the fuel consumption and the amount of gas it had compared to everything else, it would eat everybody alive. So I took it out and I'm not going to use it because it wouldn't have been fair. Alright, we're going to stop right here and we're going to take a look to see where the AI are located at. And if I think it's fairly even, we're going to keep it right about here. So, pause. Alright. Alright, so me and the McLaren F1, 22B for whatever reason, okay. Because, yeah, I know I spun the BRZ out, but still, 22B was that close behind. The Audi R8, I had a feeling it was going to make its way up here. The Lancer Evo, okay. The M2's still doing really good. It stayed consistent through all the testing. Like it stayed not only in the front of the pack, but in this position every time. That's consistency. Same for this. This has always tried to be at the front of the pack, roughly. That's the BRZ I spun out. So it's probably got to work its way back up. There's the F50 that I added. That thing's actually doing pretty good, all things considered. Since I added aero to this car, it's actually been backed off a little bit. It was up front, now it's kind of backed off a bit. Because I did that to, I thought it was a little too fast, so I added some aero to slow it down a bit. Same for that, Audi R8, but apparently it didn't slow it as much down as it did the Murcielago. This is about the same position. That seems like it's still roughly about the same. That's about the same. That is about the same, but that at one point was at the front of the pack. So maybe me adjusting the positions changed how the car is, but it was actually up front on all the testing, but this one when I readjusted the grid. This car was the one I was in, but I had it up front on the last test. This time I actually put it further at the back where I originally started. It looks like it's trying to work its way up, but it might take more laps for it to get there. This is kind of surprised that this fell back a little bit. Mustang's at the back. That's at the back. That Mustang's at. And that BRZ is now the slowest out of the cars. No, that's different one, different swap. This one has the same motor as this Subaru. They're both swapped with the same motor. It's another Subaru motor, mind you, but where this one's up front, this one's at the back. I'm I might, since it's that far back, might adjust it because I might not adjust it, but replace it with something because these three are too far back. I mean, they're still with the pack-ish in quotations, but they're not like, no, where's it at? Where's that? Starting with the Testarossa up from 12th up, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like they're fairly close. Back here, it's like, mm, mm, too spread out. Yeah. Like I know eventually once the race gets going a ways, a couple laps deep or more, I'm pretty positive the grid's going to spread out a little bit, even with Sophie, because I've seen it before when I've played with over the past few weeks with her since the update. Her, it, whatever. I'm tired. Either way, um, what car would I even replace it with? Yeah, because originally I was planning on adding this and this into the mix. That's why they're already tuned for that. But lo and behold, those cars can't be used by Sophie at the moment. This was added about, I want to say almost a year ago at this point, and this was brand new. So I don't understand this one. I get this one. To be fair, they add. I'm not saying they add a whole bunch of stuff, but it's not like I keep track. It's only a once a month thing. I've slept since then. Let's put it like that. I know it's a newer car, and I know it was a car that was added to the game, but I can't remember when. I know sometime last year. Could replace it with that, but I don't know if that would be any better or not. Although, there's a thought. Not just any normal 911, my friend. The GT1 Strazen version. Won't have to reduce the weight in this thing by any means. I don't even have to adjust that. Normal turbo. Had that demonic horsepower there for a minute. Yeah, you're good. Do what you gotta do. Okay. That slowed it down a bit. Actually, since it's on the slower side, or anyway, just give it like a little extra oomph. That might be too much, though. It's really, I mean, it's 449. It's only 1 horsepower less. That Mustang might need to go as well. That one. Man. Could do the Diablo. It's not me driving it. It's got a fair bit of horsepower behind it too. It'd only be just over the weight restriction, not by much though. Need to get something to eat. Ooh, that's a little... Oh, it's a little low. Close enough. Alright. Okay. So, replacing the BRZ with that, replacing Diablo with that. What else we got here? That'd be way too far over the weight restriction. I don't think it would do it any good. Are we? Are we though? Are we really? I would rephrase that completely. I'm not trying to be rude, but my god, man, that just does not work. You know, out of all 3 of those, I haven't seen the second one. I've seen the first one and I've seen the third one. even seen the third one. Yeah. Serious in what way? Eh, I don't know. Career GT, huh? Yeah, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I am not just adding Porsches. There's a variety. It just happens to be skewed towards German vehicles. Let's just remove all that. See, that's pretty close, right? The sheet, I ain't worried about. Honestly, I don't drive this thing enough to even care. Exactly. Alright, so that's 3 cars I'm going to replace. So, oop, nope, hold up. Back into my McLaren. Nice. This thing just does not want to seem to act right, so we're gonna go full ham. And hope for the best. Alright, so back to this, do this, do this, load this. Alright, so we were replacing this with you. We are replacing you, because you are too slow, with the Diablo. Alright, and the fact that that was doing better than this means you're going too. Sorry, you're on the chopping block. Okay, so adjust grid, going down. That thing right there needs to be swapped with something, probably. We'll apply these changes real fast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Overwrite that, and we'll figure out a car to replace that with real fast. Something that can be fast, I guess is the way to look at it. But doesn't weigh an absurd amount. If I knew that the F40 could actually get to the weight restriction, I'd probably plop it in there. I don't think it would. I think it'll just be under the weight restriction by by 100. Didn't consider that, but why not? Didn't even slip my mind to think about this car. It's got to be over by 2 horsepower. But I think I can deal with that. I'll compensate with just a little extra weight. Ooh, not that much extra weight. Yee. Yep, Lamborghini Veneno. You know what? I'll leave it at that. Italian. Lamborghinis are Italian. I would ask how, but I also know you're not as big of a car guy as other people that I talk to. Alright, we said we was replacing the RX-7, correct? Alright, so don't go figure. Sophie can't drive the Veneno. Why does that not surprise me? Well, Sophie, let's see what you can drive, and then I'll figure out something. Really? You can drive the VGT, but not an actual car from Lambo? Ugh, that's disgusting. .177 sounds like a good idea, but I probably can't get its power down enough for it. I could throw in a Corvette, but can I get the horsepower low enough? There's... well... Alright, well... So... Mercedes-Benz, there we go. It's not under Mercedes-Benz, you dolt, it's under AMG. Good, okay. There we go, that'll be the car. Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. About did it again. Final test for tonight. Alright. I'll do 3 laps and then it'll be ready for tomorrow's endeavor of fuckery. You know what I about screwed up on? Just gonna make the same mistake like I made earlier. I'm getting too tired for all this. About forgot to add the weight to it to make it even. Apply. Save. Yep. Alright, here we go. Give him 3 laps and see how it does. And then I can finally grab some food. Look, the M2's back in 5th again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-huh. Get back here. Alright. Time to step on Sophie a little bit. there's something back there trying to move up through the pack. Can't really see what it is from here, though. Since they all look like they're trying to beat each other to death. Trying to figure out where all the other supercars are. You ain't dying on me, are you? No. I didn't know you. Oh, I ain't worried too much about watching. Just trying to get this test finished. Because I'd like to get over there for a little bit. I don't even think I could. No, I got my login earlier. I don't have any messages unless I reset them all. Which also resets my relationship status with AOE. So even though I screwed up the messages with Minerva and Velimir, I'm not redoing it. Like I was only able to get their friendship status up to associates. Not even best friends. I was like, yeah, I ain't worried about it. Honestly, just wish they would make it to where you could reset individuals, not the whole set. Maybe. Oh, I get that. Alright, same as last time. We're gonna end it right here. Alright, let's see where the AI are. And then this will determine whether I want to continue or proceed with this setup. Tomorrow, when I get back on here. Alright, stop being slow. Think. Okay. That's still in position because I didn't get spun out this time. That's honestly surprising where that's located at. Alright. 22B. Well, F50's moving up, with right next to it being the Black Series. The M2's still trying to cling on, but it looks like the Carrera GT's trying to take it out. That thing's still holding position. Testarossa. R8 looks like it's moving up. Which it's pinned in 5th gear at 177, even though I know I readjusted the transmission where it shouldn't even be hitting 177 in 5th, it should be hitting 177 in 6th. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah, it should be similar to this Porsche right next to it. The two Lambos are duking it out. The GT1, the 911 GT1 Strazen version, and the 911 GT3 RS are duking it out. Behind them are the BMW, the Hyundai, and then bringing up the rear is the last holding on for dear life muscle car that I left in the race, the Pontiac. Which this seems a bit closer than the last few grid selections, so I mean I might just run it with this. I mean, eventually, inevitably, that Pontiac's probably got to fall way behind. Honestly, yeah, I'm not even surprised it's that close. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's probably got to be the outlier, but, you know. In a 2-hour race, anything can happen, but I doubt it's going to keep up after a while. Because it started in 7th, and it literally got dropped down to 20th. I started in 20th, got up to 1st. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's only one muscle car I can replace it with, and I don't think... Actually, hold up. Yeah, I don't even think I can change it to it. No, I can. I just cannot reduce the horsepower down low enough to fit it. That's really what it boils down to. Can I reduce the horsepower? If not, replace it with the 177. Regardless. That's it for GT for now.